Deep in the backwoods of a sleepy Appalachian town, along a dusty trail, you'll run into two types of people. Those dodging the world's radar and those like Lisa Hensley, who act like they own it. On the day Lisa decided to tow what she thought was a junk truck, the air buzzed with heat, cicadas wailed, and I sat inside that truck, surrounded by flickering screens, satellite gear, and a twitchy surveillance AI peering through a lens. Lisa strutted up, armed with a notepad, a phone camera, and an ego taller than the ridge behind her. When she hit the call button for a private tow service standing 3 feet from a federal mobile command unit, I knew things were about to spiral. It kicked off around 11:07 a.m. The unit was camouflaged as a beat-up utility rig, peeling paint, fake rust decals, and a few beer cans tossed in the bed for effect. We'd parked it at the edge of Brushback Trail for a reason, clear sightlines to a signal node we were tracking. A rogue AI had gone silent somewhere in the town's grid, and our job was to pinpoint it without raising eyebrows. Simple. Quiet. No one was supposed to care. But Lisa Hensley cared. She marched down the trail like a suburban enforcer in yoga pants stuffed into pristine hiking boots, arms swinging with purpose, her yappy terrier, Buster, barking from a glittery tote bag. I watched from inside, sipping lukewarm coffee, half listening to the AI scanner hum, hoping she'd just poke around and leave. No. Lisa stopped, hands on hips, whipped out her phone, and started snapping pics like she was on a wildlife tour. I caught my reflection in her sunglasses on the camera feed. Then she started narrating to nobody. This is definitely illegal. Probably stolen. Abandoned. Maybe drugs. She stepped closer, oblivious to the antenna hidden in the bumper. This is why we need better patrols. No respect for boundaries. She was inches from a top-secret rig and calling it garbage. I eased out of the vehicle, hoping she'd back off. Ma'am, I started. Always lead with ma'am. It throws them off. This isn't what you think. She spun so fast Buster flopped in the bag and yelped like a broken toy. Excuse me? You can't dump a vehicle here. This is a public trail. I've called reliable Tova Hall'll be here in 15. Move it or pay the fine. I blinked. There's no fine. Lisa yanked out a clipboard, an actual clipboard with a sheet labeled, Unofficial Citizens Code Enforcement Log. My pulse ticked up. You're making a mistake, I said. She shook her head like I was a kid dodging homework. Young man, I've handled abandoned trailers, illegal goat pens, and 3 violations this year. I know an unauthorized vehicle when I see one. I opened my mouth, but then I heard it, a truck engine rumbling closer. She wasn't bluffing, she called a tow. A beat-up flatbed rolled in, logo hand-painted, driven by a burly guy in flannel, cigarette tucked behind his ear. He looked half asleep. Lady says you're parked illegal, he asked, more puzzled than accusing. Lisa thrust her clipboard like it was a court order. Safety violation. Private land near a public trail. Dangerous. Who knows what's inside? I stayed calm. If you touch that truck, you'll trigger something you don't want triggered. She scoffed. What, a car alarm? It's probably full of raccoons. The driver reached under the bumper, and it all blew up. A low hum started, then a beep, lights in the cab flashed red. A steel panel hissed open with mist, revealing gear no pickup should have. The tow guy stumbled back with a shout. Lisa froze mid-sentence. A frisbee-sized drone shot from the undercarriage, buzzing like angry bees. What the hell? The tow guy muttered, scrambling up. Lisa shrieked. Oh my God, it's a bomb. It's not a bomb, I snapped, rushing to the unit, punching codes into my tablet. Red light means danger, she yelled, now live streaming. I'm a concerned citizen. The FBI needs to see this. The irony hit hard. The FBI was already watching. Alerts pinged inside proximity breach, unauthorized media, facial tags. Everything was going loud. I opened the back fully, exposing the command interface. Glowing screens with telemetry and encrypted feeds. The drone circled overhead. A synthetic female voice spoke, auto defense status pending. Awaiting handler input. Lisa backed up, phone still rolling. This is military. Top secret. What are you doing with it? Trying to stop someone from unleashing an AI that could gut our infrastructure, I said. She blinked. So you admit it's illegal? The tow guy gaped. Lady, that's no truck, it's a robot base or something. It's on our land, Lisa insisted. You're on borrowed time, buddy. I know people. I side-tapped a command. The drone hovered over her, making Buster howl. Lisa Hensley. I read from her file the system had pulled. Volunteer watch captain suspended from HOA after the compost fiasco of 23, tried to sue the library over kids' noise. Risk factor 3. Emotional volatility. High. Her jaw dropped. Yeah, I said, you just tried to tow a classified unit during a federal sting. Now, thanks to your stream, everyone thinks it's government-owned, which means the people we're tracking know too. Her eyes widened as a new alert flashed. Signal breach detected. Location exposed. Hostile interest confirmed. She stepped back and muttered, "Oops." Then sirens wailed. 2 days later, Millbrook was a digital mess. The local Facebook group, Millbrook Matters, split into a war worse than the vegan park debate. Lisa's loyalist suburbanites obsessed with policing their blocklash with skeptics, teens and ex-military types who knew a command unit from a Ford. Memes of Lisa's face on sci-fi VY lanes flooded the web. She loved it, going live 3 times, doing a radio interview IEW, and hand-delivering incident reports to the mayor. She called it public service. We called it a disaster. Back in the unit, now stashed near an old quarry, I was reeling. Our op was dead. The signal we tracked went dark after Lisa's stunt. Agent Carter, my regional contact, called via secure line, his face on the monitor like a tired dad. She streamed from the unit, he said flatly. She thought it was a bomb, sir. Screamed red light means danger, and called the watch. There's no watch in Millbrook. There is now. He sighed. Signal's gone. Either it's moved or it's dark. We can't move the unit yet. It's got more tech than the NSA's old budget. Thanks to Lisa, half the town thinks it's a spy lab or a drug den. Outside, the tow guy, Hank, sipped coffee in his truck. He stuck around for hazard pay and because, in his words, this beats TV. Lisa went full vigilante, plastering flyers. Lisa Hensley for city council because I told the truth. She had a logo and all, courtesy of a local designer named Jake, who did it for kicks. She called a town meeting and people showed up, packing the community center under creaky fans and a faded flag. Lisa stood up front in a pantsuit, clutching a binder labeled Citizens Case Against Suspicious Truckmen. I don't know what was in that vehicle, she declared, but it felt like secrecy, control, danger. She read an encrypted email from Patchwork Protocol, a hacker group claiming the truck held a locked-away AI. I'm not saying I believe them, she said, pausing for effect, but we deserve answers. Half the room cheered. The rest looked lost. An old man asked if he could still park by the trail. Watching the meeting via hacked feed, I felt dread. Patchwork wasn't a joke. Cyber-anarchists with a rap sheet for unleashing AI code. Now they'd found Lisa a loud, stubborn pawn. Later, she crept back to the unit with a USB stick, whispering to Buster, who wore a tiny GoPro. Just inspecting, she said when I caught her. Is that a USB? It's a whistleblower drive, she snapped, showing a Patchwork logo. They think I'm brave enough to fix this. If you plug that in, I said, you'll hand them an AI with control-level access. She wavered, then squared up. Maybe it's time someone else had everything. The door opened automatically. She stepped in, it sealed, and the unit hummed to life.